Good morning, good evening, dear students, dear friends. My name is Alex Mejia. I'm speaking from the United Nations from an agency called UNITAR, the United Nations agency in charge of training and research within what we call the United Nations system. We are very much at the core of the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, and I sincerely congratulate the École Internationale de Genève for this effort, a sustained effort year after year to help us bring you along, engaging with you as the younger generation to actually become agents of change ahead. So I thank you for listening, and I would like to begin by saying a few things about myself, as it has been suggested. I come from South America, I come from Ecuador. I speak Spanish. Muchas gracias y un placer de conocerlos. I've been a diplomat before in my career, a senior government official, as they say, and most important perhaps, I've been a lifelong learner, and I want to talk about it a little. So I graduated from the Naval Academy of my country after I went to military training at the age of 18. I was sent abroad for my undergraduate degree. I'm an engineer, and then I did my first master's. All of it, thank God, I guess it wasn't me really, it was the people that supported me and mentored me and so on. I finished with my first master at the age of 22 or early 23. And then I started a career as a banker, 7 years. Nothing wrong with banking with what I'm going to say, but I guess I needed, when I was in my early 30s, I needed, or turning 30, I needed to see what my life legacy would be. What is it that I really wanted to do with my life? So I decided to change careers. 7 or 8 years in banking, very successful, and I was very happy with my salary above all and with the things that I did, but I wanted something more meaningful. So I joined the Ecuadorian government. I went to the diplomatic academy, I became a diplomat. I was a diplomat in 2 different countries, but then that's why I was invited to be part of a government as a deputy minister of economy and finance, which I did. I was in my mid-30s, and I became a governor to the World Bank, to the International Monetary Fund, and so on and so forth. But I'm mentioning these things to you for 2 reasons. At that time, I didn't know I was going to join the UN, but I went through an academic career that prepared me well, but that did not take me to the places where I was at the moment. An engineer doesn't work on diplomacy or in issues of government. I did it because I believe, and I invested a lot of time in seeking mentorship. I encourage you all to do so. A mentor can shape you and help you and empower you to get to the places where you want to be. But anyway, after I spent some time in government, I joined the UN, and I've been here for more than a decade at this institution that I love, UNITAR. Before in Japan, in America first, then in Japan, and now here in Switzerland. And I wanted to, in addition to encouraging you to seek and leverage mentorship, I wanted to encourage you to work on the SDGs, understanding that education give you the basic components, but it will not give you necessarily something called emotional intelligence. That you have to achieve on your own. Your parents and your upbringing and your family will help you, your friends will help you, your loved ones will help you, but it is through life, through difficult moments and challenges, that you will actually learn how to have the self-awareness that emotional intelligence implies, and how to conduct yourself, especially under pressure. If you have a good education, as you are going to have when you graduate from Ecoland, you have emotional intelligence, and then you have a good university degree, or several, you will be successful, and you can be an agent of change. You can make your society better. And in that quest, you will help us to shape the educational system. So I'll finish with these 2 ideas. Number 1, the educational system that you will see today is not the one that will better serve the future. Things need to change. What we call soft attributes, soft, as opposed to hard, will become more and more important. Emotional intelligence included, the ability to communicate, to negotiate, empathy, and so on. as opposed to just being focused on math, physics, the sciences, which are important. You have to have them, but they are not the most important. It's these other things that you are to be equipped with, and Ecoland helps you with that, especially through the IB in this understanding of knowledge. But educational system needs to change. And in that quest for the years to come, I love this 9innovate, because it allows you to ask you, the students listening, to try and design a project in your community. And I think that project actually have an impact, no matter if it is only 2 or 3 people involved or 20 or 30, it will have an impact. And I encourage you to do something for what we call the vulnerable population, the disadvantaged, that you actually go and engage people on the SDGs, people that normally don't have access to the things that you have. People with disabilities, people in poverty, racial minorities, and so on. Find a way to bring the SDG messages to them, engage with them, and then report on what you have found. It will help you, and it will help us. So with that invitation, and on behalf of the United Nations and of UNITAR, I thank you for listening today, and I encourage you to go forward. You can change the world. Thank you.